The day and age we live in, there's a constant increase in the number of people who are afraid of getting into relationships. In the past few years, I've heard so many creators talk about their breakups, how detachment became their peace, and solitude their strength. And while I completely understand that pain, and even agree with the reality of relationships, what this shows to me is that this growing mistrust, emotional exhaustion, infidelity, and inequality have actually made relationships look risky and even unnecessary. But here's a perspective we don't hear enough, and the one, I believe, deserves to be discussed more. While some people break down because of relationships, others actually rise because of them. And I'm not referring to just personal relationships here. It also includes connections at work and the larger society we are part of. And you know where that difference comes from? From that one invisible element that sustains any meaningful partnership, whether it's personal, professional, or even global. Respect. Respect is the quiet force that keeps our emotional world, economic world, and ethical world in balance. This is a case study on how respect acts as a sustaining force for humanity, creating stability in our emotions, prosperity in our work, and purpose in our shared humanity. So without wasting any more time, let's see how this applies in real life from all three lenses: practical, profitable, and purposeful. Let's begin. Let's start with our most personal layer, the relationships we live every day. Research from the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships shows that mutual respect is the strongest predictor of long-term satisfaction in our relationships. Because respect gives emotional structure. When someone says something like this to you, even when I don't agree with you, I still see you. Which means respect is also in how we treat someone when it's inconvenient or when they make mistakes. In emotionally sustainable relationships, people feel safe to express, without the fear of humiliation, or being judged, or being dismissed for feeling a certain way. Psychologists call this emotional safety, and it's not built through grand gestures, but small and consistent micro acts. For example, listening without interrupting, validating another person's reality, and practicing recognition respect, which means acknowledging that the other person exists as a person with their own thoughts, feelings, and emotions. In a world where everyone is chasing excitement and rush, respect offers longevity and peace. And just like that, the sustainability we need in our relationships mirrors the sustainability we need for the planet. Because the same empathy and patience that protects our emotional world is also what protects the earth. Now let's move from personal to professional. If respect sustains emotions, it also sustains economies. Workplace research from the Harvard Business Review found that employees who feel respected by their leaders report 56% higher engagement and 92% greater focus and trust. Respect in professional environments is not just about politeness. It's an economic advantage. It fuels collaboration, creativity, and loyalty. And even in business, the same pattern follows. The most respected brands are not always those that dominate markets, but those that maintain trust over time. Respect builds social capital, an invisible currency that compounds value in every transaction. When organizations respect their employees, consumers respect their brands. And that's how emotional sustainability scales into financial sustainability. Finally, when respect transcends individuals or workplaces, it becomes a moral compass. Respect for all forms of life, respect for diversity, respect for the planet. These are not just abstract values, they are the very systems that keep our world in balance. Sociologist Brené Brown calls respect the boundary that makes empathy possible. Without it, compassion collapses into chaos. When we respect the dignity of all beings, humans or animals, we actually start to go beyond just profit or our personal pleasure. We go towards purpose. That's why societies grounded in respect tend to be more cooperative and less polarized. Respect reminds us that coexistence is not just about agreement. It's about seeing, accepting, and valuing everyone's presence. And that's what really holds our world together. So when we talk about sustainable relationships, we are not talking about grand moral philosophies. We are talking about our everyday behavior. The way we speak to our partner after a long day. The way we handle disagreement at work. The way we treat someone who can do nothing for us. Each small act of respect is a vote for the kind of world we want to live in. Because the truth is, sustainability doesn't just start with climate policy or corporate strategy. It starts with how we treat each other. Everything, every change that you see on the larger scale in society actually starts with your own small actions in life. And that's when personal translates into professional, professional into ethical, and ethical into universal. Respect is not just a virtue, it's an ecosystem. So if we really want to build a sustainable planet, the first step is learning how to sustain each other. As always, the research studies used in this video are linked down below. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep building a better you.